Hello and welcome to Butlers Printed Models assembly video for the Russian BM-8-48 Katyusha. These are the parts that you should have in front of you. This is available with two different trucks, either the Russian ZAS6 or in this case the Studebaker, but the assembly process is the same for both. The other things you're going to want are a small file. You may want a small amount of blue tack to hold it together while it's drying, and some glue. I definitely recommend the Humbrol poly cement. It's great for holding the plastic together. So we can put the truck to one side. Oh, all of these obviously have already had the support removed. Put these parts. I haven't gone through the parts. I haven't told you what the parts are. So we've got a truck, the two structure to hold it all together, the base of the rocket launching section, 4 sets of rockets, and the 2 rails. The upper rail has got 2 extra parts to it, whereas the lower rail doesn't. So we'll put most of these parts away for now and just leave us with the 4 rocket sections. So these are in pairs. We just need to glue 2 pairs together. And they've obviously got a flat side, so that's what we're gluing together. So small amount of glue. Just give it a moment to go tacky. Right, that's one done, and exactly the same with the other one. Give it a moment to go tacky. And then we need to give those 10 minutes to dry before we move on. Okay, we've allowed 10 minutes or so for these to dry. So these are now going to be attached onto the top and bottom rails. This is just a straightforward butt joint. So we need to make sure that the ends, particularly of these where they've been glued together, are flat. So you need to file these down until you've got a nice flat edge. And the same on this one, it needs to be filed down until there is a flat edge. These shouldn't be too bad because they haven't been glued together, but again, same process, just file these down, both of them here, until they've been done. I've pre-prepared these so I haven't got to wait while I file them down. But they both need doing. Make sure you've got flat so you've got something to glue to. And that's it. So now we can glue. It doesn't matter, both the pairs are the same. Good point to point out that. Okay, so we are gluing. Make sure you can see this. We are gluing the rockets onto this end, which is furthest from the bar. So run of glue down there, just briefly press them together, get glue on both sides. We need to leave that 10 seconds or so to go tacky. I'm impatient, you can wait a bit longer. Make sure everything lines up. And if it's gone tacky, they will stay stuck. eventually this glue will grab and they will stay together. That's one done. So I'll put aside to dry and we can do the other one. They are quite weak at this point, but once they're all assembled onto the support structure, then they're a lot stronger. There's no glue coming out of here. There we go. Bit too much. Again, same process, we need to allow this to dry, to go techie before we move on. Still not grabbed. Is watching glue dry more or less exciting than watching paint dry? Finally, it's gone for it. So again, we need to leave both of those to dry for 10 minutes or so. Okay, so we're given plenty of time for the two sets of rockets to dry. We now need to attach them onto here. First thing, so we'll be attaching them on using bottom one first. So remember, the top one has got these two pieces in it, so put that one to one side. The support structure's got a flat side and a featured side, so obviously it'll be featured side to the outside. Now we need to count through and go in the third gap. 1, 2, third gap from each end. Let's see if you can. It's difficult to describe. Hopefully you can be able to see this. So, oh yes. And then the small cutout at the back is what's going to attach onto here. Onto here. So that is going to go on this way round. Okay, the small cutout towards the rockets. So again, we're going to push it through on the third hole, and if you push it all the way through, it'll then pop back, and then we can then push it back something like that until this lines up with this rail, this lines up with this rail, and there'll be something coming through in the middle. So it should look something like, let's just push that back into place. Needs to get back slightly further. And that's too far. Yeah, it looks something like that. And then the other one will have to go on the other side. So again, third slot from the end, push it all the way through. And they're there. I mean, they're held in place now without any glue, but obviously they need gluing. So that's what we need to do now. So I'm going to shuffle them out of place. So I can put a blob of glue here and here, and then we'll push them back. We'll push them too far so that we can put a blob of glue here and here. And then we can centre them. Where they're supposed to be. Just make sure one stays. Push it down. And again, we need to give this a few minutes to dry before we carry on. Okay, we're given plenty of time for this to dry. We can now put on the top section. Again, obviously flat surface going down, that's just going to go on top. And if you've got the rails in the right place, then this part will line up underneath here with these. So we just need to pop a bit of glue on. Bit of glue on there, and then this just sits on top. Hopefully everything will line up. Front and back of the rocket's in the same place, and all the parts. I'm not really going to be able to show you everything lining up at this stage, maybe once it's dry, but again, once that's all on, everything's in the right place. We just need to give that a few minutes to dry again. Okay, so we're giving this time to dry with these now attached on the bottom, both sets of rockets attached. So the only thing left to do is to glue this onto here, and they go on the ends here and here. Obviously you can choose the angle that they are, so we'll just put a blob of glue on each end, and if you've got these rails in the right place, then they'll line up. And they'll line up. Can't see what I'm doing, I'm trying to show you on the camera. And then you can just pick your angle that you want, and you can hold that there with your fingers, or again maybe prop it with a bit of blue tack perhaps. Let that dry, and it's all complete. So we'll wait for that to dry again. Okay, so we're giving this time to dry. Well, it's all done now. We can bring in the truck, and it just sits on the end at whatever angle you want, however you want it to be. And that's it.